Good morning. This is Aisha Khalid, and this is today's quiet echo. The most common thing I ask my patients to change, I almost never say out loud on the very first visit. I wait, because if the first thing a new doctor does is reach across the desk and take away the one small pleasure getting you through a long, hard day, you will not come back to see me. And then I cannot help you with anything at all. So instead, I look at your numbers and I listen to you, and somewhere around the second or third visit, very gently, I ask you what you drink. And there is almost always a can. Sometimes it is one, sometimes it is 2 or 3 or 6. A kind man, a tired mother, a worried teenager whose own mother sent her in. Never once a bad person, just a thirsty one. I have a patient, a good man who kept a case of it in his truck for the long hauls. It was his one reward at the end of a hard shift. Once I understood, I stopped seeing a bad habit and started seeing a tired man doing his best. You cannot help the second man by shaming the first. And I have to be so careful about how I say the next part, because it is, honestly, the truest thing I know about staying healthy in this life. And it is also the very easiest thing in the world to turn into a lecture or a wagging finger, which has never once helped a single human being. So here is the truth, with the finger put away. If I could reach in and change just one single thing about how any of my patients live, it would not be their exercise. It would not be their willpower, or their whole diet, or any of the hard things. It would be the sugar they drink. A single regular can of soda holds somewhere close to 10 full teaspoons of sugar. Now, you would never in your life sit down and eat 10 teaspoons of sugar off a spoon. Your whole body would rebel against it. But you can drink those very same 10 teaspoons in about 4 minutes flat and feel nothing at all. Because we were built to notice the sweetness we chew and to completely miss the sweetness we swallow. So all of the sugar arrives, every last spoonful of it, and not one bit of it fills you up, and it simply lands on top of everything else you have eaten all day long, every single day. And I see exactly where it goes. I see it in the slow, quiet creep of the weight. I see it in the blood sugar climbing just a few points a year, so slowly no one notices, until one autumn it finally has a name. I see it in the liver, quietly filling up with fat, in people who have never taken a drink of alcohol in their lives. And last year, the best researchers in the world finally put a number to it. Sugary drinks, they found, are behind something like 2 million brand new cases of diabetes and more than 1 million new cases of heart disease all around the world, every single year. Now, I would not swear to you on the exact figures, but I have watched more than enough of those people walk in through my own door to trust the direction of it completely. Roughly 1 in every 10 new diabetics arrives there, at least in part, by the can. But now, please hear the good news, because there is a great deal of it. Of every single hard thing on the long list of getting yourself healthier, this one right here, gives you the very most back for the very least. You do not have to take up running. You do not have to count one single calorie or give up one single meal you love. You do not have to earn it or deserve it or suffer for it. You simply stop drinking your sugar and you drink plain water instead. And a truly startling amount of the quiet damage just begins, all on its own, to undo itself. I have seen a blood sugar walk back from the edge of a diagnosis on this one change alone. I have seen a man lose weight for the first time in his life without once setting foot in a gym. It is the closest thing to a free gift I have to give in the exam room. Now, people always ask me about the diet kind. And I will be honest with you, the way I would be with anyone in my exam room. It is not the great villain some people make it out to be, but it is not the answer, either. It skips the sugar, and skipping the sugar is the real prize. But it is not water. The science on it is still genuinely unsettled, and it keeps you quietly married to the sweet taste and to the very habit you are working so hard to leave behind. It is a step across the room. It is not the door. The door is water, plain, boring, wonderful, free water. And if it is truly the bubbles you have come to love, then sparkling water is perfectly fine. It was never once the bubbles doing you any harm, no matter what you may have heard along the way. It was always only the sugar. So no, I am not going to sit here and tell you you are poisoning yourself, because you are not a sinner. You are a person with a habit and a hard day, exactly like the rest of us. Instead, I am going to tell you something far better. You are holding, right there in the can, the most powerful single thing you can hand back to your own future. Not all of it. Not all at once. Not even today. Just the very next one. Trade the next can for a tall glass of water, and then let it be the whole of it. It is enough. And then, come back and see me, because there is almost nothing in all of my work I love more than watching those numbers, slowly, quietly, begin to turn back around. The front porch is open. If you have traded your soda for water, what helped you do it? The readers of the Cedar Valley News would love to hear about it. We are gathering to share our stories and keep company with respect and no party lines. Come sit with us. I will put the link in the show notes. This is Aisha Khalid, your host for today's Quiet Echo. Thanks for listening. Quiet Echo is part of the fictional Cedar Valley News series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the people and town of Cedar Valley are fictional, the findings cited here on new diabetes and heart disease cases attributable to sugary drinks is drawn from a recent study in Nature Medicine.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open. This is Cedar Valley News.